Mm. Hello, goblins. It's Chris, Eldritch Pipes. It's an episode of this week's Pipes. It's been getting cooler in the mornings. We've been hitting like 12 degrees, but by lunchtime it's back up to 20. I'm smoking GLP's Haddo's Delight. Which is just a really lovely vapour. Lovely vapour. This week's endeavours have all been, it's pipes and resin. Pipes and resin, resin and pipes. Which I suppose is how it should be. For a man of my talents. This week, the theme is acorns. I'm going to be showing you quite a lot of acorns. Mainly because, well, I made 2 this week. And after I'd come back from holiday and I'd made some pipes that were acorns. But that week I was like knackered and I didn't do a video that week. There's a gap in the videos and I didn't do a video that week. So these 2 acorns got missed out. Lance Wade commissioned one for him and one for his brother, or they commissioned one each. In any case, 2 acorns, and they're going to collect them in Vegas. So I got them in my drawer. And so as soon as I had 2 more acorns to show, I thought, why not make a feast of it? And we'll just go acorn crazy. So that's what we're going to do. Plus a couple of others. So a few pipes this week. This week's pipes is full of pipes. This is the first one of Lance Wade Duffin, if I remember correctly. If I haven't, sorry. It's a black acorn with plateau with orchid resin stem. He's pretty full on. He's got the lot. Reams of ring grain. Nice plateau rim. You can see the straight grain that flows down the shank. And this orchid is one of the main colours that we've started selling through Micah Kreider's Yeti Pipes site. It's pretty, what's the word? Full on. It's a nice, vibrant stem that probably really only, well, I can't imagine, the only 2 finishes I could imagine taking this stem are the 2 finishes that we wound up doing, which is this fellow and its quite literal brother. Natural sandblast. The natural sandblast has become a bit of a theme. We'll get there in a moment. The natural sandblasts don't come along too often. Look at the ring grain flowing up the bowl. It's so nice when it does that. Again, you've got your straight grain flowing along the bowl, the bowl shank. Plateau rim. And orchid stem. We've just been looking at doing some variants on the orchid stem, slightly, both a shaded version and a pastel version. By shaded I mean darker, a couple of shades darker, and by pastel I mean a couple of shades lighter, but also slightly desaturated. Still experimenting with that. Haven't landed on a final look. But then again, I'm also looking at another pink colour called blush, and that might be part of the mix as well. This one is going in a style that has become quite popular recently, the red and black contrast. The contrast brings out the straight grain, which is really cool. But then you can just also see the ring grain flowing up the bowl. Plateau rim. I just love the way he had the black, then just like these slashes of red. It's pretty cool. With what else but Cumberland stem, crimson Cumberland stem. And this guy, fitted for 6mm filter. Don't know if you're familiar with the elephant carbon filters. They do them as 6mm, and for the acorns, in fact, a lot of the time, the only size I can accommodate in the shank is a 6mm. 9mm's too bulky, man. After I'd produced the natural sandblast for Lance, Pat asked me, he said, "You don't do them very often. Can I have one?" I went, "Well, the reason I don't do them very often is you're lucky if you're going to get one." So I said I would give it a go. And I saw a block that I thought had the best chance, but it's no guarantee by a long shot. But I gave it a shot, and it turns out Pat was lucky. He discussed possibilities for matching stem, and thought what would go well with a natural briar. And I had just done a new resin, and I thought it would be really cool. It's just fur green. It's I'm just trying to judge how it looks on screen to how it looks in reality. It's a little, on the screen it's a bit saturated. It's not as green as it is on screen, but it's very lovely. And this one also fitted for 9, fitted for 6mm filter. We're just looking at the ring grain on that. It is kind of crazy. You know, like you have one layer sort of going down, the other one goes up, kind of like creating peaks and troughs. Sometimes they all follow the same kind of like line, sometimes they don't. I wonder what that's indicative of. So 2 more pipes going into the now into the crazier parts of my repertoire. Some of you long-time Eldritch pipers may recognise this guy. It's from the Cultist range of pipes, and this one is from the Brothers of the Yellow Sign. He's kind of like quite heavily gnarled. He's a pretty gnarly finish, but also with a golden crown, because it is a reference to the king in yellow. So he's carved for like a flowing veil, and then sandblasted for a pretty heavy rustication. Well, no, what am I talking about? Ignore me. Just for a pretty gnarly finish. But what's really nice is that the sandblast texture comes in. You can see it through the gold leaf, which is, I think, is pretty cool. And some yellow Cumberland. Altogether, quite a unique pipe. Getting ready for a TV binge tonight. The second part of Wednesday is out, and so I think we're just gonna pile drive through it, order in some food, and then just keep going to the end. Should be fun. Oh, for my birthday, one of the presents that I got was the was it series 1 to 5? It's the full original run of the Twilight Zone, which I love. So it's, you know, the black and white. I forget the years that it ran from, but it's the Rod Serling run. And I've just been introducing Wolf to it, and I didn't know whether he would like really go for it, because obviously black and white can turn the youngsters off. Even though I had played Wolf, things like, you know, early Laurel and Hardy, so he's not unfamiliar with black and white, but he's been getting into it, which I thought was quite fun. And I'll have to do a Twilight Zone binge as well. Last pipe for this week. It is a deep one. I make a few every now and then. I haven't made one in a hot minute, but it's kind of got this like seashell-ish look to it, almost like, you know, armoured seashell look. But then some patterned detail on the rim and on the end of the stem and on the shank flare. And this colour is pretty great. It's aqua green. It's coming out more blue on screen. It really is like a blue green, where it's looking like on screen it's more looking like a turquoise or a teal, something like that. Pretty hefty pipe. There's a lot of wood in this guy. The fins radiate the heat, very cool smoke. It's all part of it. Yeah. It's design. Honest gov. No, it's just all about the look. A little plateau on some of the fins underneath. It's kind of nice. There you go. A deep one. Sometimes I give them an iridescent finish, which is thematically nice as well, but not on that guy. That was quite a few pipes, wasn't it? Slightly more than normal. Although I did have the box set last week. That bumped the numbers up. But then that was from our suite of 4 horsemen pipe makers. All right. I think that's it from me. So I probably will fall over at the end of next week. I have to do like a day of pipe making, then I cast resin in the evening. It's like an extra bit on top. It's a lot of fun, but you do find yourself keeling over towards the end. But I ain't complaining. All right. Yes, that's it. That's it from me. I should be back, all being well, next week. So till then, take it very easy. The loyal pipe maker.